According to workers at the site of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, Russian soldiers drove armored vehicles without radiation protections through Chernobyl highly toxic red forest, kicking up clouds of radioactive dust. A Chernobyl employee said that the act was suicidal for soldiers who had seized the site of the nuclear disaster because the radioactive dust they inhaled was likely to cause internal radiation in their bodies. Ukraine's State Nuclear Inspectorate on 25 February said that radiation's level at Chernobyl had increased due to heavy military vehicles disturbing the soil.
Immediately after the invasion, the site was taken over by regular military forces who apparently did not understand what this site is all about. And we have seen in the first few days a spike in radiation that is very likely due to the transport of heavy military equipment. So that gives you an indication that these troops do not know what they're doing and behaving recklessly, as we also have seen it at Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant.
The two Ukrainian workers were on duty when Russian tanks entered Chernobyl on 24 February and took control of the site, where staff are still responsible for the safe storage of spent nuclear fuel and supervising the concrete encased remains of the reactor that blew up in 1986. Both said they had seen Russian tanks and other armored vehicles moving through the Red Forest, which is the most radioactively contaminated part of the zone around the power station, about 100 kilometers north of Kyiv. The regular soldiers a worker had spoken to when they worked alongside them in the facility had not heard about the explosion, he said. Russia's military said radiation was with normal levels after capturing the plant, and their actions prevented possible nuclear provocations by Ukrainian nationalists.
So far, I think we can say we have been lucky that no further damage has been done and no severe accident has happened. But if the behavior of the troops continues as they have shown in the past, of course there is a huge danger for severe accidents that could affect the region. And it would be a disaster.
Russia has previously denied that its forces have put nuclear facilities inside Ukraine at risk. Russia's defense ministry did not respond to the accounts of Chernobyl staff. The Red Forest, so-called because dozens of square kilometers of pine trees turned red after absorbing radiation from the explosion, is considered so highly contaminated that even the nuclear plant workers are not allowed to go there.
The Red Forest is one of these areas with relatively high radiation levels, and there's sites in the exclusion zone where highly active material has been buried fairly quickly after the accident. To disturb these things is, of course, potentially dangerous.
After the Russian troops arrived, the two plant employees worked for almost a month along with colleagues until they were allowed to go home last week, when Russian commanders allowed replacements for some staff to be sent in. Media agency Reuters could not independently verify the accounts, which were given by phone on Friday and on condition of anonymity because they feared for their safety. Reuters was not able to independently establish the radiation levels of people in the immediate proximity of the Russian convoy that entered the Red Forest. On Sunday, Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister warned about the risk of radiation of Chernobyl as she criticized Russian forces for militarizing the exclusion zone.